coming into my favorite spot in the area, which is where all the nice beaches are.
We don't have 4,000 tourists to share it with. It's all to ourselves.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Well, all those long days of travel sure made it worth it to get to a spot like this. And this is Hackeye Pass Recreational Area. It's pretty awesome, nice beaches. And the last time I was here was 2008, so quite some time ago. I knew the guys would enjoy it here. They're just busy doing some beach combing. It's the first time we've really been on land other than just a fuel dock in 5 days. We've been at anchor every night, and the only time we set foot on land was to get fuel 2 times. That was just for 15 minutes. So it's kind of weird walking around and being on solid ground after 5 days, but what a great spot to do it. It's pretty awesome here. I just love the ruggedness of our west coast, and then you've got this beautiful sand. It's almost white, and the water's super clear. I'm not sure if you can see the water, how clear it is in the camera. It's always hard to tell if the camera picks it up from what you're really seeing, but super clear water, and not really anyone around. That's the other nice part. It looks like we weren't the first people here today, because we're below the high tide line, and these are bare footprints. We're all wearing boots, so at least a couple people were here. What'd you guys find?
Hunk of an old tugboat or something. Who knows? Looks like I have no idea.
Definitely looks like a piece of a boat.
Yeah, does it not?
It's got a number in it, Al.
319479.
Yeah, maybe we can look that up, eh? And see
Yeah.
if it corresponds with any boat.
That's pretty cool.
That is cool.
Well, and sad.
Yeah. Yep.
It's the end of
Yeah. Something went down.
a piece of history here.
Yes.
And I got some nice shells.
Oh, those are like little moon snails, we call them.
Yeah.
Get those in the Queen Charlottes all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are cool. So what do you think, Cole?
That was pretty amazing. We've explored the beach, and I can't wait to bring the girlfriend back up here with me next time.
I think she's
Absolutely.
gonna love this spot.
This is the spot. This is. Close your eyes and you're on Hawaii. Any beach in Hawaii, you know, white sand is miles long. It's just amazing. Yeah, no, it's fantastic. Speechless to be honest. I don't know if a place like this still exists really, you know.
Yeah.
Yeesh. I hope that it never does get developed, you know.
Yeah, it shouldn't.
Yes.
This should be left the way it is.
Absolutely. That's fantastic.
We made it back to the boat, and that was a lot of fun exploring on those beaches. It's interesting how it was getting pretty windy out there, and we expected to come back here and have a lot of wind, so I was a little bit concerned actually about the boat and making sure that it didn't drag or anything. But it's super calm in here, and just around the corner it's really windy, so a good anchorage for sure. So we had discussed going out to try and catch a fish, but this rain just keeps coming in waves, and we opted to save fishing for another day and just stay here and relax. It's actually 5 p.m. already, if you can believe that. I can't believe that. I just looked, and I was kind of shocked. The day's going fast, and I thought it would be a good chance to talk to Cole, and so he can tell you guys a little bit more about himself and how he ended up on this trip. So let's see what he has to say. So here's Cole. You guys have already seen him on a few other videos for this trip, and why don't you just start by telling us a bit about yourself, Cole?
I'm 32 years old. I'm a carpenter. I'm from Winnipeg, actually, so far from the coast. So this boat life was never really an option to me until I got out here about 3 years ago. And then kind of ran into this boat life by accident, so to speak. It was kind of a byproduct of wanting to live out here in the bush or being out here off the grid as much as possible. So off I went. I was all over the Vancouver Island looking for my first boat. Actually, I should backtrack. I sold my condo in order to fund it. And that was it for land life for me. That was the last time I would live on land, actually, now that I think of it. And yeah, off I was all over Vancouver Island looking for either a nice little place off the grid, but it turned out that little place off the grid was floating. And yeah, I knew it as soon as I found it, as soon as I ran into it, as soon as I stepped foot on it, which I guess kind of sailors will say you always know when you run into your first boat. And yeah, as soon as I walked onto it, it was clear as a Bayfield 36, 1987. It's a solid boat, it's an old boat, lots of teak, lots of woodwork, but it was just for me. It was just right, it was just what I was looking for. I brought the girlfriend with me to go see it, made a little road trip, and sure enough, that was the one that I ended up on after searching all summer long.
And how long ago did you buy this boat?
It was actually about a year ago, right now, as a matter of fact.
Nice.
Yes.
And it's your first boat?
It is my first boat, absolutely.
About a year ago?
Yes.
Bought it with the idea to live on it?
Absolutely, and learn to take it all over.
Yeah.
Learn to take it all over the world.
Nice. And that might lead into how we know each other.
Yes.
So why don't you tell everyone about that?
I've been following Alfie since before I met him, as a matter of fact, and it was actually funny, the first encounter. I think it was likely when I was pulling into my spot in the dock for the very first time, and Alfie was just out there to lend a hand, as he always does to fellow boaters, to a total rookie that he didn't actually know, but he found out pretty quickly as I was pulling into my spot. You know, I've had a guy from the marina helping us out there, and there's Alfie on the dock as well, and I made a rookie error, and he corrected me kindly. First things first, right even before we had a chance to shake hands. You know, it was great.
You got to the dock fine. You did a good job.
Well, we landed. No accidents or anything, but yeah, it was great. It was great. That was the first time I met Alfie. I pulled up right in front of him. We became neighbors, and started chatting away after that, and became friends. Yeah.
So just to clarify, Cole's boat is right in front of my boat, and you've probably seen it on clips on other videos I've done. So that's how we know each other. Just like John, the plumber, is my other neighbor who helped me with the water tank, and who you guys saw a boat tour of his boat a while back. Cole is my other neighbor. So it's a little neighborhood, and so why don't you tell everyone, how did you end up on this trip?
On this trip, well, I just got lucky, as a matter of fact. Alfie offered me to help him crew months ago. I didn't even hesitate for a minute. It was the opportunity I've been waiting for. I've been looking for, absolutely. And once it presented itself, there's no way I was going to turn it down. I was right into it right from day one. And some other crew of his managed to they'd committed and fell through, and not me. I was in from day one, committed 100%. Yeah.
And everyone should know that Cole is, like he mentioned, fairly new to sailing.
Yes.
But he's been taking every task he gets and doing a good job, and it's
taking it all in stride. Got to soak up every minute of it.
But we've in the 5 days that we've been out now, come a long ways already.
I really feel like I am turning into a sailor bit by bit. Maybe at the end of 2 weeks I will be able to call myself a sailor. I really hope so.
Hey, you already can. You've put a lot of miles on.
We do have some miles on so far. Yeah. It is my first trip, but it feels like we're doing it quite efficiently. We're making a lot of miles a day. It seems to be about 70 miles average. So that's from my understanding, we are cooking right along.
minus today, which was 0 miles,
We did
which is
0
okay.
miles today.
I'm
Yes,
okay with that.
That hurt our average
We,
a bit.
we blew it, but I'm okay. We needed a harbor day.
Yes, we did.
So.
We did. And it's been a really good harbor day, actually. We're out
Yeah.
exploring and checked out some white sandy beaches, saw
Yeah.
the aquatic life at low tide there, which was fantastic. It was a nice break from the constant moving, and we got to step foot on land for the first time this week.
Yeah,
which
first
was
time
cool.
in 5 days.
Yes,
Yeah,
which
that
was
was
cool.
Something you'd mentioned the other day was that, hey, we haven't been to land in a while.
Yes, and as a former land person, that was it was kind of a shock that I hadn't even noticed that
Yeah.
we hadn't been on
Well,
land for 4 days.
That's good. That means you're comfortable out on the water. And
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And future plans?
Future plans would likely be all the Gulf Islands. There is so much exploring to do right here, just right out my back door, you know, long weekends. I plan to get out every weekend as much as possible.
Yeah.
And yeah, and work up to longer trips to, you know, hopefully, big goal, make it all the way around Vancouver Island. I'd love to be able to, like, say that I've done that one myself.
Yeah.
But
Well,
yeah.
I'm sure you will. I mean, by the time we're done this trip, you'll have a lot of miles under your belt and a lot of experience, I hope. And
A few extra tricks in my pocket to
Yeah.
apply to my own boat. Yeah, be
Yeah.
fantastic.
yeah, so any closing thoughts you can think of? How things are going, or just it's
I couldn't be having a better time, to be honest with you. We're having a nice little rainy afternoon, and it's fantastic. There is no schedules, there's no rush. Now that we've made it past Queen Charlotte Sound, we are just kind of kicking back and coasting. We've got some short days ahead, so yeah, just enjoying the trip now.
and more amazing scenery to come.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And
Can't wait to see what we have.
great
coming
places to visit.
up.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So that's all going to be coming soon, everyone.
Yes, can't wait. Keep you all posted on our adventures.
Yeah. Thanks, Cole. That was awesome. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed learning a little bit more about Cole and how he ended up on this trip. I'm really lucky to have him. So it's kind of a win-win. I get a good crew member for this trip going north, and Cole gets some experience, and whatever I can pass on to him or try to teach him, I'm doing my best to do that, and hopefully he can take that with him. So it's a lot of fun having crew. I like solo sailing, but I like having crew aboard too. And my dad is great. You guys have met him before, and it's nice to have someone new on the boat that's eager to learn. So that's good too. Anyways, awesome place to be. I highly recommend coming here if anyone is going to make the journey this far. And might check in later, or I might sign off here. We'll see. So on our way back from the beach, we got a little bit wet, not from the rain that we're dealing with now, but from a few waves, because the wind was really blowing and the current was going the opposite way. So it had these little waves that were breaking over the bow of the dinghy, and all our jeans got soaked. Now this is looking into the lazarette on the starboard side, and there's engine access to that area. So what I've done is I've strung up a bit of a miniature clothesline, because jean material takes so long to dry. But what happens in that lazarette is it gets really warm when we're motoring, and those should be dry tomorrow by the time we get to Bella Bella.